Hello. Happy Tuesday. Happy primary day. Yeah, that's happening. That's a thing. How is everyone today? I hope you're doing well, safe, happy, healthy. I hope you voted. I hope you voted. Just vote. I'm not going to tell you, any what party, what have, whatever. None of my business. But just vote. I voted. So it's Tuesday. It's been warm up here, like pretty warm, which is nice. My back's tiny. For those of you who know me, my back is the smallest bit better. And yeah, so I'm Lucinda. I'm in Northern California. This is my channel, Fantastic Finds. That is my email, MSC in the middle, Walker at att.net, not a .com. I do 2-week build-a-boxes to save you on shipping and save me time on invoicing, etc. This last 2-week go around, y'all, everything's going out today. It's been a nightmare. Even with a helper, it's been something else trying to get that together. So that is not my norm. That did happen maybe every third or fourth time when I was a caregiver for my dad, where it got really behind. But that is not the norm for me anymore. But with my back, I don't know. I need a little grace sometimes. Hopefully one day this shall just have the revolution of not as much pain. That's all I care about. It's not something that ever goes away. Spinal stenosis, severe arthritis in your back, and bulging discs. But there are things that lessen the pain. So let's hope. So in doing the 2-week build-a-boxes, this is day 1 of week 2. I sell on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. And Tuesdays has been many things. And today, it's just a sale. It's just a sale. A lot of the prices of items that I've brought before, they'll be lowered, and some of them quite significantly, and Tuesday always has more affordable than high end. So there's not going to be any big sticker shock going on today. That sticker shock for me is not even that much of a sticker shock, but that would be on some Thursdays and Friday. Friday is when I bring my real high-end items. So if you are the winning buyer today and you have not purchased from me before, then I need your YouTube name, then your real name with address and zip code, all on one line if you can, instead of like on an envelope, so I can just copy and paste. Whoa. It's like something, hold on, flew into my throat or something. I don't know. Hold on. My apologies. It just all of a sudden some in the back of my throat. Do you ever get that? I swear to God, sometimes there's a fruit gnat or something that I don't know. That's gross. But anyway, moving on. All on one line if you can, so I can just copy and paste it into an Excel sheet. And then your PayPal email, because I use Pirate Chip and I bill through PayPal. Yeah, pretty simple. That's another reason why, with the economy the way it is and with shipping prices have gone way up, Pirate Ship is the best option. Is it, really cheap? No. But I don't have any control over that. Jewelry, fortunately, is much lighter than if you were buying cool vintage household goods, which I used to sell, and I don't anymore because mostly shipping. Yeah. And also prices going up, and I'm in California, so A lot of factors. And jewelry is my first passion. So, how this works for me is I set aside a bunch of items. I do research all my items. And sometimes it's been a while. And so my price might be out of date. And if it doesn't sell, then I go back and research again and say, oh, well, no wonder that's gone, like way down or way up or whatever the case may be. And I bring it back accordingly. Sometimes I bring something at, a really good offer and no one's interested. And I wait 48 hours. My prices are good for 48 hours after my sale. And then the next time I bring it back, it might be a third more or even double. So I just bring a lot of items and they're all researched. And to the best of my ability, sometimes I can't find anything on an item. I just know it's older or, it's new or whatever. I don't do a lot of sterling silver or gold or semi-precious. And when I do that, it's generally, again, Thursdays and Fridays. I'm mainly your costume vintage jewelry girl. Do I have high-end names? I do. Do I have unsigned? I do. So I just have a box over here and I pull in no particular order, I just show. And today, I'll just let you know that I am pretty necklace heavy. But I've got some really cool stuff, I think. And the first item I'm going to show you is by a company that is very collectible. Because of how well their items are made, or were made, I should say. A lot of their pieces are selling costume jewelry. Yeah, not gold or silver. Are selling for like 150, 120. And I did not find this specific item, but I learned a little bit more about it, and it's the first item I'm going to bring. The company's name is, just in case you're not familiar with it, I believe this is how it's spelled, so you can look it up. And if it's not exactly that, it's pretty close. It's, I could spend a lot of time with my loop to get the exact spelling, but it's hard. Richelieu, look it up. I think they stopped in like the 60s. So this is going to be a starting bid. It is a necklace of and I am going to keep my prices. I'm going to pull it over like this, and then I'm going to pull it back over, okay? Maybe not. Actually, if I just do that and I don't do a description, that will work. So you don't know what's in my head, what I'm thinking. I'll tell you. So when I do a whole description, it takes up the whole bottom, and then you can't see down here with necklaces and such. So I will say the description, and that way it'll work. This is beautiful, and I learned something super important about Richelieu, which I didn't remember. I mean, I knew it at some point, probably in the early 2000s, and then I forgot. So, and I will share it with you in a minute. This piece, I'm starting at 36. This piece is probably one of those pieces, I'm going to guess, that's worth closer to 70, maybe 80. There is the name Richelieu on both sides of this really cool clasp design they have. So what I'm saying to you is it's a good to add to your collection. It's also, if you're a reseller, I think you could still make double this easy. Here is the chain. It's this beautiful, thick wrap. Okay, I got to get you over here with my back. This is always trying not to bend forward, but still needing to. So it is that thick, I forget the name of this chain when there's multiple thick and you can see through it. It's not wrapped.
It's not braided. It's definitely not box, but you get the idea. It's a hollow, super thick. This company did such a good job in their gold tone. It's not gold, but man, it looks like it. And then here's what I learned. They're well known or they were, and they still are among collectors, for the way they did their pearls. So this is acrylic. These are faux pearls. It is strung on cotton thread, gold tone spacer. The way that they did their pearls, look at this. They actually went, their faux pearls, they went a step above and beyond. They put the paint or the shell painted material over glass to make it really have the weight and the correct feel and look of a pearl. So this is over glass. Most of these are over plastic. You know, when you get those old pearl necklaces and there's a scratch and you see plastic, these are over glass. So there's the middle, or the side, I should say. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's so long. Hi, 710. So let me try to do like this. So you start here. And then you've got this beautiful middle piece, and I'll tell you, and it's really long. I'm banking that this is opera length. And so the clasp is there if you want to double it, triple it, etc. Right? So I can't do a lot of this, but I can do some. So here it is like this. And let's see. Oh, it's right before opera. It's about 28 inches long. So it goes down to like 2 inches above my belly button. And what you can do, seriously, with the clasp, you can double this. I think that would be gorgeous. I believe because the clasp is really nice, I think you could wear this off-centered. And I think that's even better. I like it off-centered. Right? A lot. And of course, the other thing you could do off-centered like this and put a brooch and let this hang like one piece. There's, you got your options, but it starts at 36. Look up the name, and like I say, I probably misspelled it just a little bit. I don't think it's rich. It might be a K, Rickaloo. And it's heavy. It's got weight. It's beautiful. And today I'm bringing it, and for 48 hours I will honor the price of 36. And something to know, glass pearl instead of plastic. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to put this in a bag and move on. I wanted to start with this piece and give you a rundown about it because often, we're looking at a piece like this and we're thinking, oh, that's just that 1980s whatever. Well, no, it's not. It's got a whole lot more going on, and it's beautiful, incredibly well made, and very collectible, and looks so good on with so many options. Okay, how are you today, 710? I totally remember the whole 710 and oil. I remember that. I've asked people this before and they seem to not know what I'm talking about. Do you remember STP motor oil by any chance? And all of us kids called it soggy toilet paper for the STP. Those little acronyms that we grew up with. Okay, so I'm lowering the price on this quite a little bit, but I think I love it. You just have to have the right wrist size. I'm going to ask a starting bid of 9. I just heard my cat sounded mad. She sounded like the dog and her are playing, and she was like, back off, buddy. So this is obviously modern, and I say that because it's a magnetic closure. I happen to love the magnetic closure. It looks like sterling silver. There's no place here on it where it says that it's silver. There's no 925 marks. And based on where I purchased it from, I don't suspect it is, so I have not tested it. And, perhaps that's a big mistake, but oh boy. Okay. It is an double, so it's like an open weave in there, if you like. It is very solid. It is very heavy. It is silver tone. There is no wear. Of course, it is newer. So it's a really nice piece. And because it's a magnetic closure, this is the only thing is on me. Let's see. Here we go. It just on and off. And I don't think... I am quite convinced that people would not know that this is not sterling. They would presume it is, especially because of those end pieces. So I'm a 7.25. It's tight on me. It only fits right there. And to move it around, it doesn't really want to move to get that in the middle very easily. So I would like to say that this is a size 7 if you want it right at the top, or I would take it down to a 6.75. Starting bid of $9. Look at the shine. It's gorgeous. I have no idea the maker. There's nothing about that either. It's a nice piece. It's a nice piece. I don't want to leave it near my computer. And see, it's just like that. Boom. Okay. And, as always, I'm going to blow my nose. Sorry. If you are here looking for something particular, cloisonne, red beads, AB, black glass necklaces, I don't know, rings, certain kind, whatever, put it in the chat. And I may not have brought it in the box, but I can make a note and I can bring it tomorrow, or at the end of the sale or somewhere in the middle. I can get up if I know exactly where it is, because I have stuff everywhere, and go pick it up and bring it. Hi, Becky. How are you, honey? Okay, so speaking of black glass, like I said, I'm necklace heavy today. And, any of you who've been hanging with me know that for a while, Tuesdays were my clearance of what didn't sell, but with the economy dipping for a month there, so much was not selling. So, I would have way too much to bring. So I just decided to have a regular sale. Okay. So this, I'm okay, Becky. I'm sick to death of suffering with my back pain. It's been hell. Literally, and it's been way too long. I don't know, 8 months, way too long. But I'm in between insurance, and so as soon as that happens, I'll be back down at the specialist and getting the test, and then having my nerves burned all along my back, and then we can investigate what's happening with my shoulder and my arm.
Yay. So you know how when you're in, I'm just going to finish talking to Becky for a second, then move on because that's not happy sales stuff. But you know when you're in pain, like really like 8 or higher every day, after several months, it starts really getting depressing and wearing you down. So I've had some not so amicable moments with people around me because I'm just like, I'm just done suffering. If that makes any sense. Okay, so I think this is a good price, but you know it. As soon as my insurances align, I have a specialist, so so that I will get better pain relief then. And you know, when they do the different procedures, you can have pain relief for like a year, year and a half, you know, and you can just keep going back and keep getting it. So, you know, now this is really interesting. The jury's out on this for me. And there's a couple of issues. Why? It's definitely worth 18 though. So I don't have a Presidium, but I believe I'm getting one soon. What I want you to notice on this is a couple of things. Firstly, that's not the original clasp. It's silver tone, and this is gold tone rods. Yep. And that's not uncommon at all. It might have even had a hook in clasp, most likely did, and it broke. Or maybe it had a little, you know, stone on it and someone thought it was a diamond. A lot of things happened as these aged. But I want you to look at this glass. You see the black glass spacers in between this incredible shiny glass? This is not AB coated. Now, something that you would think I would know from selling costume jewelry for so long and regular department store jewelry before that in the 70s for several years, I didn't know that black, what looks like glass, could actually be spinel. So I need a Presidium to know that. I have no idea. And spinel has been around for a long time. That shine is just from the glass. And the fact that it has spacers is because it's cut in a way where if it banged into each other, it would be chipping off. So they put the spacers. I actually believe this is much older, Victorian or 20s. I'm not so sure about 30s. And Victorian, it's a little long for Victorian. So maybe just starting into the 30s. But look at the shine. This is a beautiful piece. I love black glass of all kinds. Morning glass, AB glass, just glass in general, and necklaces. Like my little, I don't know if you can hear it. Do you hear that? It's like a little wind chime in there. Had that since the 80s. This is a sterling silver heart. It's mine, all mine. So it goes down to, this is about 22 inches long. It's beautiful. And like I said, $18 is about half the price of what I normally would ask. And I'm not even sure I've ever shown this before. I don't know. Thank you, Becky. And how are you doing, Becky? I mean, I know you said you're okay, but is all your, whatnots in medical wise and
your husband? Is everything better now? I hope so. It's rough. Getting old is rough. I wanted to see if this would double. And it almost would. Almost would. So I tell you what, you know what you could do with this because it doesn't quite double? This is a perfect candidate for this. Let's see, how do I want to do it like this? I would do this. I would have the clasp closed. And then I would put it here, and I would have a super long, see, this may not be long enough, but like a old, it might be. I would do something like that. And then you have a loose choker, and you have this incredible layered black glass brooch, which is now the statement piece of the necklace. And you could use, silver, gold, you could use any type. And what would be really nice, this is a 50, so it just has this swedge. It might be long enough, and I could test it if someone really was interested in both items. Or if you have one of those Victorian deco pens, it would look beautiful like that. So, again, remember, it's not AB. That is just the glass, which is why spinel shines like that. But my Presidium, I think it's coming. And if it's not coming really soon, I just put in an order at Amazon. I'm just going to go ahead and get one because I've built up, I'm starting to sell more and more. I keep saying this, but it's true. Silver, semi-precious, gold filled, etc. And it has stones in it. And I don't know all my stones. So I'm not going to tell you. I can tell you if it's turquoise or it's, coral but tourmaline versus aquamarine versus, quartz. No, I can't tell you. So I need a Presidium. And if I had one, I'd be checking that for if it was spinel because I don't know. If anyone knows the difference between how you just look at that beautiful, shiny, old black glass and know if it's just glass or spinel, tell me in the chat, please. I love to learn. So, okay, this is a buy it now. And I think this is adorable. I think this is really pretty. Buy it now, $2. This is indeed, a shorter, not tight on your neck, but probably right about here, the 14, 15 inches. Does it have a name in there? Get out of here. I don't think so. 1960s. It's got these cool angular cut silver tone pieces that connect, to jump ring with each one has two faux pearls, which are in really good condition, teeny tiny. And then two again. So altogether there's 6 with 3 jump rings in between each silver tone spacer. And it's just a dainty, really classic something you would have found at Woolworths or Cress's, whatever dime store you went to back in the day, isn't it? I just find it so pretty. And I would pay, I don't know what's happening with my throat. I'm so sorry. I would pay $2 all day long for this. I keep looking at the class now because I know it's silver tone, but I saw something and now I'm like, well, I didn't test this because it just absolutely doesn't look like anything to me. Yeah, I'm just going to go with it isn't, and it doesn't. And it's just silver tone. But look how pretty. And it's summer. So, you just want a simple piece to put on and wear with a little dress. Excuse me. A low cut t-shirt. This is really, it's perfect. It's 15 inches. And it's light as a feather. So you put, some long shoulder dusters or just some teeny tiny pearl studs or silver tone earrings. You're good to go. And if you're going to like the beach, it's a slight pink hue showing up, but they are white. They are white with luster, gray luster. So this would be a great, like, go to the beach, go to the river, take when you go camping, when you're going to go out to eat, because I love it. I wouldn't want to ruin it and I wouldn't want to lose it. But if you do, it's not like you lost, your good gold piece. Okay, I'm going to put it in a bag and put it down. Thank you for looking. Again, please let me know if you're here for anything in particular so that I don't spend 2 hours going through a whole box and you're waiting for me to pull up something entirely different and so nothing sells. I would appreciate that. And it is a necklace heavy sale, and it is Tuesday, and so I'm bringing good prices. Well, good Lord. I'll do a choice. Sorry, it's always loud when I type because I wear thumb rings and it hits the side. So these are really interesting. This one is a favorite of mine. Oh, gosh. I have got to figure this out. If I could stand instead of sit and that helped my back, I would stand, but that would be worse. So this is like a deep orange bangle. Deep orange. Not red. Apologize for not getting my fingernails redone, but that wasn't a priority at the time. And it is, fits me. So it definitely fits over my shorty, kind of chubby little hand right there. So 7.25 to, if you were really slender, I'd go to 7.5, but I'd like to keep it at 7.25 size to a 7. That's one choice. And I'll measure the inside if you'd like. This is fun. This one is hard for me to know if it was 80s or if it was 60s. And so I'm just going to let it sit and not know. It is marbleized light green. So it's not a printed, it's like a dipped and swirled paint job. And there is oranges, there's that base, very light green, and then the dark with almost like some black right here. This kind of goes down inside the bracelet. It's not just a black line. It's kind of like a clear cut into the bracelet. The bracelet base. It's interesting. It's just a nice piece. And, I have worn these plastic bangles my whole life, but they're starting to not fit so well. I'm quite sure that's because I just can't get up and move like I have my whole life. So this one doesn't fit over. So I'm going to say this is quite definitely a 6.75, but I'll give you a measurement. And then this is, I hope this shows in the camera. This is probably a 70s because you see the line. So it was molded in two parts and put together. It is opalescent like mother of pearl. It is white and it has all the shine of like a mother of pearl bangle. And I think that's showing up. There's something on my screen. There you go. And even though it's a white again with some greens. And let me try to show you the inside. I mean, it does matter because it helps to show you the pattern on the inside and outside. If I can show you. How do I do that? Like right in there, it has like a whole, you can kind of see it, a whole kind of feather wave of lines and different opal essence to it. It's hard to show. It's being shy, but trust me, if you put it up against this, it looks totally white, but there's a tiny bit of light green in there. So now I'm going to measure them for you. So the opalescent is what I'm going to call it. Your choice. Buy it now. $2. Oh, I forgot to say that. Buy it now. $3. The inner dimensions of the opalescent says 2.5, but I could not get it over my hand. So I'm going to still call it a 6.75. The way it concaves inward. Same thing with this one. Says 2.5, but it won't go over my knuckles. My hand is not that big. Okay. So again, just because that's why I measure and put it on, I'm going to call it a 7 to a 6.75, depending on how slender your fingers are. And this one is a 7.25. And we'll go ahead and measure it. And I bet it says 2.5. Only it does not concave inwards just a little bit, which takes away from the 2.5 measurement, 2.5 inches from the inside to the inside diameter. And yeah, sure enough, 2.5. Yep. So you just really have to pay attention when you're measuring. The three of these would be fun to wear together. These two would be excellent. Or these two. And I love the way they sound. That's just me, the ASMR of it. Okay. Okay. Again, at any time, lurkers, you can post what you would like to see. Brooch, necklace, earrings. Or you can work. But it helps me to have interaction, and it helps me to know what you're looking for. Okay, try this. I know how much I paid for these, and yeah. Your choice, starting bid $20. And even that, for either one of these, it really is a good buy. This is the oldest one. This one, I believe, dates back to the days of Harvey houses. Certainly not, 1910, but 1950. It's before copper was everywhere. It's very heavy. It's almost like a brutalist, the way that it's carved and wrapped and then comes to a point here. It's very heavy, very solid. And this is not that, Route 66 trading post, but maybe the Harvey houses before the trading posts were all around. See the inside, it's nice and flat. I mean, this was all hand done, and it was a lot of work. And it's heavy. This is completely smooth. I mean, this is really good. And see what I mean? Coming to a point. It just looks like that, but then you turn it, and there's the point. And there's the other side. It's really good. And it's small. It's small. So when I want to put it on my wrist, no. And could you open it up more? Yes, you could. But this is heavy, so I would want to warm it up and really work it. And then this is about 1.5 inches opening already. So if I opened it up on my 7.25 wrist, it would have a large gap. So no, I would say that this should fit a 6.5 wrist size, maybe a 6. And it's definitely older and very solid, very solid. I don't know how to guesstimate gram weight, so I'm not going to. Same thing with this one. This is another much older, earlier than the 70s piece. It is a copper with the woven brass in there, inset in the copper. Very thick, very heavy copper with the brass. It really stands out. And this is pre-70s. There's the end, nice and smooth. But you can see how it's handmade. Like right there. Sorry, I don't know what's up with my throat. Right there, there's just a little bit as they ended the copper work and the brass. It's just, you can see the melt. True artisan piece. Here is the inside. Solid, very heavy. And this one, if I opened it, would indeed go on my wrist. And I think they're both about the same thickness. Very thick, very heavy. This one would go on my wrist if I warmed it up and opened it up. But again, I'm not going to do that because I want the person who owns it to be able to do that. So again, I'm going to go with this one could be a 7 or a 6.75. And you just warm it up, get it warm with your hands, play around with it, and then just slowly open, and then leave it where you want to open. Now, the other great thing about these two copper pieces is once you open it to your size, because they're so thick, it's not going to bend and crack like the thinner copper bracelets, as long as you're not constantly opening and squeezing and opening and squeezing shut, okay? So these are older, these are good ones. You can see, hold on, I'm not in camera. Just want to give you, trying to show you, but it's not working. Okay. Okay. Well, as usual, I'm batting 1,000. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you looking. I do wish you'd tell me what you're interested in, though, because that way I could bring it up. And I could be like, yes, I have that. What do you think? You want it? Okay, this is a starting bid. I think this is agate, maybe marble. And see, this is one of those ones that I may not be able to leave on this screen. See how far it runs across. So it starts at 33. It's probably I'll let y'all decide. It's very much, it's like a 1960s, 1950s. So that leaves it open to, is it marble? Is it agate? Is it jasper? It is all hand carved beads. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the colors on those. Run through very small drill hole because it's just enough to get those rods through. Look at the colors on this. It's gorgeous. And I'm bringing this, I think I started it at about 40 last time. And this has all these lines, almost like you can see them spinning it on a lathe and polishing it, and it's completely uneven. All the beads they're not even because they're all hand done. Look at that. If anyone has, oh, thank you, Becky. Yeah, you have metal allergies. Yep. I know a lot of people that have that. Look at this. My goodness. It's just so agate, jasper, an old carnelian, these orange ones. I don't know. This is certainly not mother of pearl. And then I love this. I mean, it's just so basic. Here is the teeny tiny little shepherd's hook they made. But it's very strong because the beads, they are just big enough that they're like almost glued in these rods. And I haven't showed you the bottom piece. Now, I couldn't figure out what that was when I showed it last week. That's a Mayan mask, like a Mayan warrior. That's the pendant. You see the nose and the eyes. And I don't know what this would be, but this is stunning. Oh, youch. Yes. Becky, I currently believe that I have a pinched nerve in my neck on top of everything else. So it's like, yeah, this is 1960s. It's so good. Look at the back. I mean, somewhere on here at one point it said made in Mexico. But, that was so long ago. And so let me tell you how long it is. I'm so sorry that you have all those that you've had that experience. I can relate. Fibromyalgia for 25 years in my upper shoulders, and now pinched nerve in my back. I'm just like, come on, man. The pendant is 2 inches long, and at its widest, 1.5 inches. Look at that. You just don't find work like this anymore. You just don't. And then let's see how long this is. And I mean, it's just, you can just see someone, at home cutting and polishing these beads and carving them and making that tiny little, oh, I put it on backwards, making the tiny little shepherd's hook clasp from the raw metal that they had to work with. It is right in the way of that. So this is coming down. That's about 16 inches. So with the 2-inch pendant, 18. Looks good with these steer horn cut earrings, but they're also in the way. So yeah, there you go. This is certainly an interesting statement piece. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm going to have them as soon as my insurance straightens out. Definitely having them burned. And Becky, surgery, procedures, medical stuff, medical medication, all that freaks me out. But at this point, I don't care. I don't care. I need relief. So, it's just like, do whatever you need to do, please. I don't want to wind up in a wheelchair. So that was 33. And I don't do recaps. If someone comes in and they go back through and they drop in the comments that they're interested in a piece, I will happily sell it to you. You can always email me later and ask for the item. And I might start showing a few pieces at the end, but I wouldn't count on that. So if you think there's something you're interested in, go look and drop it in now. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. And let me just say again, I've been in a lot of pain for a long time, and the last week has been exceptional. So if I say something a little off or whatever, it's just because when you're in a lot of pain, it kind of takes over everything, including how you talk. So my apologies in advance. Okay. And I do always Tuesday, Thursday, sometimes Friday, try to bring affordable as well as medium, to high end priced items. And sometimes Tuesdays are all buy it now and really low end because everyone has a budget range, right? So I like to be mindful that, everyone might want to add to their collection, but they don't, necessarily have $30 or $40 or even $20. I mean, I'm not rich. Not at all. If my business made me rich, that would be spectacular, but that is not the case. And I don't think it ever will. I mean, that would be, just if I could just pay for groceries, that would be spectacular. So this is gold tone, 2 roses. So I just showed you that. So this is a gold tone matte mauve colored rose. The rose, the metal is set in this kind of like cup. Is this the one? It doesn't say in it. This is a 60s rollover. And it does not say, I thought that one of these, but I have several, said Avon. This one does not. It's a nice little piece. And it is about 1.5 inches. Yeah, about 1.5 inches. Hi, Billy. How are you? Taking a walk? And no, this one doesn't say Avon either. And if they were Avon, they would say it. Well, I'm surprised. So it's some other rose pen. I have quite a few rose brooches. And this one has the inset red. I can't tell because it's in with the metal if it's glass or acrylic. I think it's glass, but I can't be 100% on that. And at this price, does it matter? And then there's clear white stones down on the leaves down here. Or it's not the leaves, it would be where the rose, where it opened up. And then this falls down. I forget the name, not stamen, something else entirely. But that's where the bud comes out of and then they fall down. And then the rest around the rose is just white silver tone metal. But right here, these are little clear white. I think it's glass. And I like the twist on this stem. Here is the back. I do not know. This is one of the ones that I don't know if it's vintage or if it's a repop. And I'm not going to know. My gut would say, repop as in, so I know 20 years is vintage. I'm old school, and to me, vintage, has got to be 70s or older, right? So this could be from the 80s. It could be from the 90s. I don't have a way of knowing. And it is 2 inches. So you've got your choice. Buy it now. The mauve gold or the silver tone with rhinestones. See what I mean? And they would be really nice together as scatter pins. However you'd like to put them, I think they'd be great. Put them both on like a jean jacket lapel or right below the collar. Yeah, I think that'd be gorgeous. Well, Billy's in at 4. Billy, did I convince you with the idea of putting him on a jean jacket? So, Billy, honey, thank you. I bet it's hot there. It's hot here. I bet it's hot there. Which one or ones do you want, honey? I mean, they're both completely different. So let me know. Gold. You have one on. Oh, did it? We talked about this before, right? I think we talked about this before. That I brought it up before, and you were saying that you had one just like that. Maybe I'm crazy, but I have been. People have inquired before. Is anyone interested in this really pretty silver tone one for the summer? $4 before I move on. Thank you. Okay, well, know that it's here. Know that it is here. I'm not going to be selling in the middle. Thank you, Billy. I'm not going to be selling in the middle of June. I'm going to be restringing necklaces, listing a lot of items. Wait, you'll take the other one, Billy? Billy. Or are you saying we're twins, Billy? I'm so sorry, but ever since my being rear-ended in 2013, my brain has a hard time with, even though I just said something and you're saying something, my brain has a hard time with one sentence. Yep. So, how? Ew. Billy, you would like this one also. And I know you said yep. Just say yes again to just help my brain. I know that's ridiculous. I'm sorry. Over a $4 sale, right? I'm going to assume. Thank you. No, it's not you. It's me. Thank you, Billy. Okay. I think they look really good together. That's why I was, so good. I think that is really smart. Both. Boom. Got that. Got that happening. Ta-da! Okay. And I need to put them in your bag, Billy. And I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I think we're starting. Oh no, yes, yeah, that's right. You bought the Victorian. I think they're Victorian earrings that I brought up for 10. That I really felt were very old, but based on everything that was happening that day, I was just flustered and I was like, that, let me just, I'm really happy you got them. Okay, Billy. I'm really happy you got them because I think that you will do them justice. Okay, sorry, just taking a second to put these in bags into Billy's bag. Mm-hmm. I have, it only took me 3 years to figure out a really good system for when I go to pack things. I have big bags and I put a sticky with someone's name in it and I put things in bags right away. And then when I go to pack, it's just not so hard. Importante. I used to just throw things into whatever, and especially when I was also selling household, and it took me hours and hours to pack. So yeah, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. Here's another buy it now for I think this is really cool. But I mean, I say that a lot. because I like costume jewelry. So doesn't mean that's not how I feel. This is not vintage. By the look of the fishing line, it's still the stretch material. I call it fishing line. It's still in really good shape, but I'm still thinking this is like somewhere in the 2000s. It's really pretty. I'm hoping it shows up well. So, let me explain it to you. Let me change my light color. There you go. So you have these light blue stones on top of these rectangles, and then these are dark black. And in the middle is another blue stone, dark black, blue. See that? Well, this one I did on the wrong one. This one is that. This one is blue with a black in the middle, dark blue, and the light blue. The ones on the top and the bottom are light blue. In the middle, they are dark blue with black. And this is like trying to mimic either solder or marcasite. And then this one has, you can see it a little bit right there, I hope, kind of like an orange pink AB crystal with the blue. And yep, it is missing one stone right there. Not for $6. I'm just not going to worry about it. I probably have a blue stone around here somewhere, but it would take me a lot of searching. And with all of this going on, here's the side, the inside. It's very thick. It's kind of heavy. It's very well made. So it's not like modern Temu junk. I apologize that it's missing that stone. It's really beautiful. And in fact, I take it back. The black is these ring lights blow color out. The black, it's not black. It's lavender. These are lavender. They're a dark purple lavender color. I don't know if you can see that on your end or not. Flip it around. Here's the inside. It's very well made. I was kind of surprised that it's not signed anywhere, but it's not. So it's a little small for me, but it fits. And it's really pretty when it's on. It's going to capture all the sparkles, but you can see how it's open like that. It's just a little too small for me. So I would go with a size 7. And I apologize for the missing stone. Like I said, I'm sure I have a blue stone. And if someone really wants this and they want me to look around for a tiny blue or purple, because I do have a bunch of these stones. And hopefully I have that size and glue it in, I will. Okay. So it's up to you. It's up to you. You may have a hoard of beads where you can do that, but it's going to remain at 6. Okay. I've had that quite a while. Thank you for looking. Okay. I haven't brought this for a long time. Now, this is interesting. This was a whole conversation I had with Melly about the reinforcing of
a brooch. So this is the second one that I've ever seen with these wires reinforcing the dome. So they must be from the same maker. It's 1960, but they do, and it is, this one is mother of pearl with AB stones. I don't know who the maker is. I tried to figure it out. I think Melly tried to figure out who does this construction. No idea. It's really spectacular. I've never seen a brooch like this. This is the back. And so what I'm talking about is there's these wires that go up into the dome, almost like it's reinforcing the weight. See, there's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And Melly bought one in same thing. These are the only 2 I've ever seen like it. It has a 1960s pin back, so that's what I'm going with. It is just gold tone, but it's just right on the edge. And it looks like mother of pearl to me. Everything about it looks like old mother of pearl, right? So I have been calling it mother of pearl because it looks, it's got all that opalescence, the color change, the sheen. See that? I don't believe this is acrylic. I believe that's actually mother of pearl. These are AB gold tone rhinestones, prong set, and then a clear large stone. Is it possible that this is acrylic? It's possible, but I don't think so. I'm studying it because of this other brooch. No, it's not. I just can't believe it would be acrylic because I was looking at the edge, and here in the edge, you can see it opens up and is opalescent. They're very thick pieces. So I'm selling this as mother of pearl because I strongly believe that's what it is. And it's a dome. 2 layers. So some maker had this 1960s reinforced cage going on. Yeah, and it doesn't, it absolutely taps like mother of pearl. Yep. So it is, I like to be scrupulously honest, so it takes me a moment. Sorry about that. It is 1.5 inches in diameter, and with the dome top and the pin back, it stands up about 1 inch tall. So it's a nice big one, and it's just so pretty. God, it's pretty. I have so many brooches. Don't need it. Thank you. Hi, Jules. 4028. Hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, I love this piece. I love this piece. 23. It's unusual and distinctive. Get a lot of attention wearing it, and it's got a little weight. Thank you. Thank you for coming out of the Lurkers Gallery to say something. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well today. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm one of those old people that groan now. It's pretty annoying. Pretty annoying. Starting bid of $7. This is a I this is a I don't know piece. This is a I don't know piece. I'm going to look at it with my loupe one more time before I show it to you. Okay, it is indeed a wire mesh. And it's silver tone. I think it's a little bit older now that I really looked with a loupe. I think it's a little bit older than I thought it was at first. At first I was thinking, and that's why it's starting at 7, and it's also itsy bitsy. I was thinking this was like a full-on, like 90s Claire's kind of repop. But now that I'm looking at it, I actually think it's 60s. So this is like a black wire mesh with silver lines that go up it, kind of like how butterfly wings have a pattern, a definition, strong lines, and then circles at the bottom on their bottom wings, to look like eyes to scare predators. That is a black mesh. And then this right there, that's a tiny little silver tone flower on each side. See that? Then it's got the body, and the abdomen has been carved to really give it, a look of a bug, little antennae. And here's what I mean. It's just silver tone, but in looking through the loupe to make sure that wasn't like some weird lace, and it really, to jog my memory and make sure it was what it was before I brought it to you. That's like a 1960s brooch pin. It's got a lot of tarnishing. It also has just the older kind of pot metally look, as opposed to just a silver tone wash, which would be more like a 90s or 2000s piece. So yeah, and it's older than I thought. It's actually probably real vintage, Mama. Real vintage. More than 20 years. And then it's just a fold under clasp, open in the middle. I'm not sure why. And it's pretty solid. It's hard to push. So it's got a little age. I didn't test it for silver. And it's probably 2/3 of an inch in diameter. But I didn't test it. If nobody buys this, I'm going to test it. I doubt it's sterling silver. It's not marked, but there's something about it that is pretty cool. So it goes in my over here. I honor my prices for 48 hours, whether I have tested it or not. Your gain, my loss. And, I have no idea. I'm going to bring this up.
I've had this for a while. Oh, I just turned rosy pink, my computer. Has a mind of its own. I was asking $30 on this for a long time, and I believe it's worth every penny. But today I've dropped the price. Here is a little dangle of flower. Is that who the maker is? I don't know, because to me this is an artisan piece, and you know, it's copper wire, and then it's that cool cat's eye glass, possibly, but I don't think so, but maybe repurposed Japanese cherry beads. I suspect it's more modern than that, but I don't know. I love it. So there's the ends, copper wrapping, and then around the middle of the bead and over to the next one you go. And this light changing cat's eye, the green and like the dark mauve purple, it's so cool. I love this piece. And then it just has a shepherd's hook closure. It's nice. It's nice. I love it. I have too much jewelry, so it fits me with just a couple loops to spare. It's a really beautiful. It's a conversation piece. It would go with so much, despite it being a copper piece. I mean, look, I'm wearing silver, sterling silver. I'm wearing an older copper piece. I'm wearing a very old vintage silver, gold, silver, and it fits right in with the whole deal. I mix and match. So it is a 7.25, and because there's so much left, it could go down to, I don't know, about a 6.75, so I'll measure it all the way at one of the top loops with the hook in. I'm kind of thinking more like 7 and not 7.25. These are a little hard to measure the diameter, but I'll give it a whirl. 2 inches. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go lower than a size 7. 2 inches diameter, the best I can figure out. And like I say, I wouldn't want to go lower than size 6.75, but it's just freaking delightful. And I've seen 1 or 2 of these out there when I was researching this, and that's it. So, and I haven't researched it in a while, but I do know back then when I was researching it, $19 is a bargain. Please remember, everyone, if you're coming in, midway through the sale, take a minute and, go back to the beginning and put your speed on double time, where I sound like a chipmunk. Alvin. And see if there's something that you missed that you're interested in buying, and drop it in the chat, because I can't do recaps. I have my timer set. I go a little over 2 hours, and that's it. And so recaps, I could go back to what I used to do and bring exactly 15 or 18 items, and when I'm done, do a quick recap. I could do that, but I've asked my chat many times in the last 6 months, would you like me to do that? And everyone is like, no, I'd rather that you did it the way you do it. So even though that means I bring up items I've already shown, and that's the consensus. So that's what I do. Someone else must have just come on because a whole bunch of people disappeared. A whole bunch of people jumped ship. So someone else must have come on, and that's okay. Oops, I'm doing this. This is a buy it now. Doing it backwards. And that's okay. I'm always in competition with so many people. Like Leslie might have come on. I don't know. I'm always in competition. This is a really fun ring. I presume, but I don't have a presidium, that those are CZs. They could just be glass. Then you've got like your swirled, what is that metal? White tone with like a wire wrap looking. Then you've got your kind of gold tone, your copper, and another one of the same swirled right there. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here comes my cat. Here's the back. It's really comfortable. It's got a lot of dynamic movement. And I tell you what, I have, I think about 3 or 4 variations on this ring right now. And I've been noticing a lot of my reseller friends having these lately. So I'm like, hi, Karen, how are you? So I'm like, where did this come from that everyone has these all of a sudden? Did they open up a vault somewhere? I don't know. And here's the inside. You can see it's wearing off. Someone wore this a lot. I'm thinking this is from, the 80s. This type of thing was very popular in the 80s. Let me give you a size. I love it. And you can't see the inside and for $12 when you're wearing it. So unless you have a metal allergy, doesn't matter. So this, the main band is on an 8, and it's very comfortable on my 7.5. So I'm going to go with a size 8. But it is comfortable on my 7.5. And it's just a really fun. If it fit like over here, how cool would that be? To mix and match with your high end and your costume. If you have smaller fingers than me. Got 2 people, 1 person, everyone left me. Who just came on? Karen. Hi, Karen. I got your email, and I got the thing about the earrings. I got it. I understand. Where'd everybody go? Where'd everybody go? Someone came on. Thank you, Karen. I actually really dislike that counter because I focus on it. I'm like, everyone left, or look at all the people. I better show something really great, or So, yeah, I'd almost prefer that it wasn't there, but it is. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Okay, thank you for looking, everyone. How are you doing today, Karen? I didn't get a chance yesterday to come into your morning sale. I had a lot of other stuff going on that I needed to attend to, and yeah. But I enjoy your. I think you do that Monday and Sunday, or Monday and Saturday. Not sure.
this is old and really pretty. Let me put, it was Sunday. Okay, there you go. Something was happening on Sunday. I have no idea. Something was happening. Only Sunday. Yeah. Okay. So then it was Sunday. My brain is very much behind my reality right now. So there you go. Starting bid on this. I had two of these that were either the exact same or incredibly similar. I'm thinking 1960s. I'm pretty sure what the middle beads are and where they're from. It's definitely and again, I'm sorry about my nails. It's definitely they're tiny, tiny embedded, the like on micro mosaics, you call it rutils. Sorry, brain. This is embedded. Hold on. Am I for real when I'm saying that? Wait. Nope. Whoa. Something just fell in my workshop right behind me. That scared the crap out of me. Or maybe up in my loft. Might be my cat. Sorry, that scared me. No, that is not right. Those are hand beaded. God. Okay. That freaked me out. Totally off track. No. This is hand painted, teeny tiny little flowers. Hand painted on very old, incredible. It's when it's not in the light, it's a dark periwinkle blue. And now you can see the flowers better, right? But when the light shines through, it becomes this like ocean blue. In there, so this particular one, and like I say, I'm pretty sure I have two of these. This particular one has 3. So don't wash this. Don't wear it in the shower because it's just cold painted. There's no clear coating over it or any of the rest of it. It's just on a gold tone chain. It's a teeny tiny little guy. Has a shepherd's hook. And for whatever reason, it has this little thing as a hang tag, but there's no writing on it. And so this would be the idea of an extender. But this is maybe 2.5 inches. So, and it's a tiny. Oh, this one's not as tiny as the other one. Good. It's still a shorty, though. So this is like your summer choker style. That's 14 inches, and it's not tight. 14 inches is not tight. 13 is tight on me. And that is with the extender. Let me do that again and just make sure. Yep. So that's lower, but that is with using the extender. And this is now taking it down to about 14.5. So it's a tiny thing, but it's really nice, very lightweight, really pretty in the summer. And if you have
more slender neck than me because, you don't have a bad back and you're out there exercising and all that. It could go, down to that 12-inch. $18 start. It's really pretty. And, I have a good suspicion where it was made, but I'll let y'all think about it. Okay. Well, my timer's going to go off soon. Yeah, my timer's going to go off in 33 minutes. And I've got 4 people here and a really bad back. I mean, I've considered not doing Tuesdays at all for a while. So I'm going to pull a few more items. Again, it's been a really lousy day for sales. People are coming in and watching, and I'm so grateful for that. But sales, even with very low prices, I'm not quite sure what it is I'm doing wrong, because I'm doing the same thing I've always done and even lowering prices and shifting things up. I don't know what to do. And I wish someone would tell me what they want, or I don't know. Should I just start doing drop sales and not be live at all? I don't have an answer for that. I love these. They are just acrylic, but they are so pretty. Buy it now. They are just acrylic clip-ons, 50s, 60s. But until I reminded myself, because I haven't shown them for a while, I was thinking mother of pearl, because that's what you're supposed to think. And this is actually right side up. I don't think it matters, but gold tone. I love the cut of this, and it is just acrylic. And then in the middle, you see right here, you see all that depth, like mother of pearl. Sometimes things are very camera shy, but that has all the depth. These are very much like mother of pearl luster. This is almost more like quartz, but it could be seen as mother of pearl. And I just love the shape of these beads with this set in the center. Love the shape. Let me show you one off of the card. And everyone has about 5 minutes to drop in the chat what they might be interested in before I am finished for the day. Here is the metal back and the clip. It's a very fancy detailed top on the clip. And this metal lets me know that, yeah, 50s, 60s. And then they wire on the components. So this type of earrings, like you can see right here where they tied off the wire. Usually you wouldn't see that quite as much, but if you look, it's always there. They do a wire around like that, and they wire it onto the metal backing. And these are they're really elegant. Thank you, Jules. Thank you. I appreciate the compliments. I do. Isn't that pretty? It's about 1 inch in diameter. And the clip is tight. The clip is going to hold. And now, let me just quickly, I did a short and I put it out a while back about and I'm just going to do a reminder about how clip-on earrings can also clip on your dress or your shirt. So you'd have one on both sides. You can clip on an earring like this onto a chain, right? Because there's so many beautiful clip-on earrings, but you're like, I don't wear clip-on earrings. Well, you can clip it onto a chain, just like as if you were putting it onto a torque. Like this is a torque, but let me show you. Now, this is gold tone, so you might want silver tone, but look at that. And you could have both of them. You could have one of them. I'm just letting you know there's so much you can do with clip-on earrings. And I really go out of my way to think out of the box. And the other thing you can do, and this one's really tight, so I'm not going to do it. This one I'd want to put on a bobby pin. But you put them in your hair. So you can put it here if you had your hair down and you just wanted to like whoosh up a piece, right? You could put it back here when you're doing, a hair bun. Fancy it up. There's a lot you can do with these. A lot. So these are in excellent shape. Much older. Beautiful. Gonna put it in a bag. Clip on. Starting, buy it now. Excuse me, not starting. What is that weird thing? Buy it now for $13. I love these earrings. I really, they look real. I honestly wanted to say, oh, they're mother of pearl. But they're not. And I would never intentionally say that something is something if it is not. Never. And there's been just maybe 2 or 3 occasions where I've said something was glass or I've said it was whatever. And someone came to me and said, no, it wasn't. And actually, I think twice, because the other time something broke in shipping. And, of course, I fully refunded them. So if you ever get something from me, I'm not an expert. I'm like 80% good with understanding what I'm looking at, but I'm not an expert. So I do my best to be honest and inform you all of what I'm selling, but I could get it wrong. And if I sell you something and I say it's whatever and you get it and you dispute that, you can send the item back and I will full refund. Absolutely. Absolutely. How about this? Listen, I'm running out of time and I always put way too much in the box and then I can bring, and that's okay. But let's go out on a banger, even if nobody buys it. I mean, this is probably my last item, and I don't know what to say. It's hard when I can't do the thing of I can't stay on in the hopes that more people will show up and then re-show what I already brought because of my back. It's hard. And it's hard to this will be the 3rd week in a row. Yeah. With like just pretty much 0 sales. So it's making me start to really rethink what the heck I'm doing. Here's the Crown Trafari hang tag. This is likely a 1960s piece. It is a double strand. It is acrylic. Yeah. It has a hinged. I always have a problem with this. Why? Because I have really crappy fingernails. Oh, it's over here. And it's a hinge clasp closure. Crown Trafari blowing my mind. I mean, as I started researching Trifari again, I was like, wow, it jumped way back up again. There's the Trifari on the back. I mean, way up. I know that $30 is now there's Trifari and there's Trifari. Royal Crown is the high-end collector. And then even within that, there's the really desirable pieces and the ones that are a little bit more ho-hum. This is somewhere in the middle of all of that. And this is just smooth as butter. It's so good. And it's a long double strand of white delight. It is so good. And I put there you go. Let's turn it around. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you. It's a nice Royal Crown Trifari. Look it up. Look up Royal Crown Trifari on the platforms right now. It is crazy, ridiculous expensive. Me asking 30 is nada on this piece. I could probably be asking, even though it's just acrylic and a double strand because it's Royal Crown, I could probably be asking $45 to $50 on this piece. And it is 16 down to about 17, really. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's a little heavy. It's really solid. It's very, very well made. Very well made Crown Trifari, Royal Crown. Royal Crown Trifari. Get it while it's hot. It's when I started selling on eBay, when eBay was a brand new platform, and costume jewelry, and I had all the books and all the everything. And names like Trifari and Napier, huge, high-end, super collectible and expensive back then. And then when I came back and started selling on YouTube about 3 years ago, it was kind of taking a dive. And it's all of a sudden just shot back up. You would be surprised at the actual names of things like even from the 80s that are just what, in desirability. It's pretty amazing. I think this is Napier. Let's just see. And I haven't gotten any requests, so I haven't pulled any like micro mosaic or anything like that. So that's okay. Isn't this the one that is Napier? Yeah, this is. This is a Napier piece with the patent pending mark. So that dates this to a 1950s piece, okay? When they have the patent pending, I am, and I'm signed up to sell on Whatnot, Jules. Yeah. And also knickknacks. Yep. I just never have because I really like this interaction, and also with Whatnot and knickknacks and all those eBay, you have to get your item shipped out, within that 48, 72 hour window. Unless I have a helper, I am afraid to not be able to guarantee that. And also the fees have gone way up, but I am looking into it. I am totally looking into it. I've been signed up with both of them for 2 years. Do you sell on Whatnot, Jules? I mean, yeah. Do you have a channel? Do you sell on Whatnot or eBay? You Yeah, I hear you. That is a big problem. I've always been passionate about jewelry. I mean, look at me, right? Always. And costume jewelry. And then, I'm doing the semi precious and I'm getting there. I'm, making myself learn it. Part of the problem with being a reseller is the amount of personal jewelry just builds and builds. And so I have to be very careful with not keeping everything. Or if I buy a lot, I get to keep one item and 9 go out the door. Or maybe I'm wearing something for a while and then it comes back down to sell because, no, I need to make at least grocery money. That's the idea. And again, I'm so sorry about my nails. Let me put my loop up. It's not showing. Why doesn't it want to show? God, this drives me nuts. It really doesn't. Trust me. That says Napier and patent pending. I can't see it well at all like that, but it does. Okay, I'm done with that. That was, yeah. And it's this really cool, very typical 1950s style of like the key. I call this kind of a key. The 2 and the 3 are hexagon with an articulated with the loops, the crimped over in the middle to connect the pieces. That is very 1950s. This is in excellent condition. Anything this old is going to have a little bit of scratching, and my fingers have been on it. I haven't polished it. But this one, there is extraordinary because it's Napier and it's so good. And someone loved this. There is really very little, if any, discoloration that I am seeing. A lot of gold tone or gold tone, let's stick with that word, would have a whole bunch of loss in terms of scratching and just tarnished, and it doesn't come out. So, if you had a piece like this and it had lots and lots of wear on here, it doesn't polish back out. Once it's losing and it's got all those scratches everywhere, that's what it is. This is not that, and this is really good. Yeah, and the fees have gone up. I don't know. I was just looking at, I have really old stuff listed on there, and I'm going to take it all down and I'm going to list my really high-end jewelry that is just not selling here. That's fine. But I'm not really sure how that's going to pan out because by the time you're done with all the fees, including paying for their shipping and paying fees even on shipping, etc., I don't know. You wind up at like 18 to 19%, including a listing fee and all that time on photography. So now here I am needing to sell a piece that's worth $150, but they're going to charge me 18% of that to sell it. And so, yeah, I don't know. This so reminds me of my grandmother and my mother. You remember, I actually have a piece in gold like this with rods. That was my great grandmother's from when my mother died. It is 15 inches long, and it's gorgeous. So smooth, and it feels $33. This is probably one of the pieces that's close to $100 online. And the back has lines. The middle, why? I don't know. And then the front is smooth. Okay. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the sale today. Is there anything that anyone who's come in is interested in seeing? Are you interested in any item in particular? Because I brought, over 20 items, probably about 25, and I sold $8. 2 little brooches. Is it me? Is there something about me that's off-putting? I don't know. And I don't know. I just, so, well, I guess I'm going to let y'all know that I'll be back on while you're thinking about if there's something, that you really want, and you can drop it, or you can email me later. There's my email. I'll be on Thursday and maybe Friday. My thumbnail isn't up yet, and I'm just not sure about Friday. I mean, if I'm spending 2 hours and 15 minutes and making $8 and showing the stuff I showed, going through the physical stuff I'm going through, I don't know if Fridays are worth it anymore. It's either Tuesday or Friday. It's got to go. I have more competition on Fridays than Tuesdays, so I don't know. So if you could hit the like button, maybe subscribe, and if you change your mind about anything, or you think of an item you're looking for that you think I might have, because I do, let me know. I have, with a lot of rings, costume, and sterling, but whenever I bring them up, nobody seems to want them, so I'm not buying rings anymore. I am I'm restringing and changing up a little bit, and also just restringing a lot of necklaces. This would be one that I'll be offering soon. This is a really old confetti heavy. I don't know if these are porcelain or just clay. I love these. And in between, I put lapis spacers. This is $100 necklace at this point. But I don't like the back. I used to make jewelry all the time. I don't like that it's not on a sterling silver clasp. Everything else is fine. But so I'm going to order some sterling silver clasps, and I have a lot of geometric carved crystal necklaces, and some AB that I just need the clasp, and I have the cordage, and I'm going to be doing that in June, sitting and restringing. I'm going to take 2 weeks off in June, and then I'll be coming back with a bunch of necklaces. So yeah, the beads are incredible. They're right now, old beads like that are selling for astronomically high prices. Go look at the Bay. So when I say 100, it's like, what? What is she talking about? It's because beads like that, and there's, I think 30 30 or about that one. Actually, I think it's like 35 beads plus the spacers of the lapis and my time in restringing it. The beads are astronomically high right now. So thank you, Jules. So my sale is finished. Thank you all for coming today. I will put up a thumbnail. I'll probably come on Thursday, but maybe not Friday. Again, I didn't come on last week, Friday. If my sale Thursday is the same as my last 3 sales, me hanging out with you, but not making a dime, it probably won't be on Friday. So, hugs to everyone. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Have a beautiful Wednesday. And I will see everyone real soon, either here or in the chat room of someone else's sale. Okay, I'm going to go take care of my back now. Yes, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for popping in. I hope you come back. I hope you enjoyed yourself, Jules. Thank you. And Karen, if you're still here, bye for now. And Becky, too. Becky might be live.